this is very important because we always have got to use our minds. And we've got to be honest about things. And when we look at something like commanding the right and forbidding the wrong, al-amru bil-ma'ruf wal-nahyu anil-munkar, that's one of the sacred duties of Islam. Of course, it doesn't mean you have to shout at people in their faces. But when we come to that, how do we understand the obligation to enjoin what is right and to forbid what is wrong? And here again, our scholars would agree. And they agree on the basis of sound ijtihad, sound understanding of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of the companions of the Quran and the Sunnah, that practice which we enjoin must be a matter of consensus. It must be something that we all agree to. In other words, it's got to be qat'i. It's got to be definitive. And that evil that we prohibit, it's got to be a matter of consensus, meaning it's qat'i. It's definitive. We all agree to it. And if it's not, if it's something that some of us agree to and others do not, or some say it's mandub, it's recommended but it's not obligatory, or it's makruh, it's reprehensible but it's not forbidden, or it's mubah, it's neutral in the middle, then you cannot tell people to do it. I had the great honor to be in Medina just a few weeks ago. And in Medina, in the Prophet's blessed mosque, you'll see people with their feet in the Qibla. They're stretching out. They're not used to sitting on the floor. And they put their feet in the Qibla. Probably nobody here does that because I've watched the Malays and Indonesians. They're extremely polite. I don't think I've ever seen a single one of them stretch their legs into the Qibla. Okay, but other people do. So should we tell them, brother, you shouldn't do that? No, forbidden for you to say that. Because those who have an opinion about that will say it is recommended not to do that. Or it is reprehensible to do it. And therefore you cannot command it. Just leave him alone. It's not the best thing to do, but just leave him at peace. Leave her at peace. This makes us civilized people. This makes us tolerant people. And this is so important. So, and then when you do enjoin right and forbid wrong, do you scream in their face? Do you shout at them in public? No, you don't do that either. First of all, you've got to know what you're talking about. And secondly, will your talking about that cause harm? Because if it does, you don't say anything. And if it will not cause harm, will it actually produce benefit? Meaning, will they listen to you? And if they won't, and if you have reasonable opinion to believe or know that they won't, then you don't say anything. We are civilized people. We are intelligent people. And maybe we can find other ways, like, let's become friends. And after we become friends, why don't you come have a cup of tea? And then after we get to know each other, maybe also we can begin to teach them little by little. That's the way we do it. Imam al-Ghazali writes about this in great detail, about the adab of enjoining right and forbidding wrong. But all of this also goes back to our ability to understand what is definitive and consensus and what is not. And of course, that thing which is definitive and a matter of consensus, it's got to be obligatory by consensus. There's some things that are recommended by consensus, or reprehensible by consensus.